better news. I haven't done one of these in 3 years. As you know, quite a few things have happened, so let's get right into it. Kicking off with King of the Year, there's been 2 new kings and 2 new competitions. In 2021, Mark Jacobs from New Zealand was crowned king. In 2022, Lorenzo Casati won King of the Year. He is currently the king. On the podium, there was also Jamie Overbeek from the Netherlands, as well as Andrea Principi. The future is here in King of the Year. Speaking of Andrea Principi, he won the World Championship, so he's the current world champion. It was a one and done event in Tarifa. In women in Tarifa, the Big Air world champion is Mikhaili Sol, so she picked up another world championship. I think she's gunning for Gisela Polito, who has 10, so she's still very young. She can go for it, and I'm sure she'll have many more, but she now has Big Air, freestyle, surf, so she's got a lot under her belt. Still within the realm of Big Air, the new league BAKL, BAKL, founded by Mike McDonald. That has been an absolute game changer in the world of Big Air because it has been able to foster all the young talent, the Andrea Principis, the Leonardo Casatis, give them some real competition experience that they were able to bring in at King of the Year. The latest completed competition was the Big Air Kite League final stop in Cape Town. That's the one that crowned Huuuugeee as the overall world champion. He was second on the podium. Men's winner was Koen van Dijk from the Netherlands. For the women, that stop was won by none other than Angélie Bouillot, who was the first woman in King of the Year, and we're really hoping that she will also be present at King of the Year this year in 2023 with the women's category. Speaking of Huuuugeee, he is the one who started really changing the game with double loops as well. He was with Core and he changed to Ocean Rodeo, which brings us to Ulula. So Ulula was a material I talked about in one of my first videos back in 2020. It looks like that material actually worked out because that was the one that was able to create a new kite, a lighter kite, and that's when Heel was the first one to start doing the double loops, and then he opened the door. Everyone's now doing them in King of the Year and in Big Air, so it's become the norm. Also going with smaller kites, so looping with 6s and 7s for the double loops, and then switching kites. The Woo Worlds also started, so they've been running now for 2 years. That's been a huge success. It's allowed every rider to participate, so wherever you are in the world, you don't even need a woo. People have been participating. It's been a huge success on their parts. I think it's really something they're going to be focusing on in the future. In the ramp up for the 2024 Paris Olympics, foil kiting has continued to find their athletes. Daniela Moroz picked up her 6th World Championship, which is fantastic, and Tony Vodisek picked up his 1st. Foil kiting has absolutely ramped up as well. Certain countries have a deep pool of athletes, such as France and other countries. Other countries have less athletes, but there aren't many athletes going to the Olympics, so it's going to be a race for who gets to go there. Speaking of Daniela Moroz and women in kiteboarding, there's been a huge push in Big Air. Big Air, again, thanks to leagues like Big Air Kite League, and really just because of Big Air Kite League, they were able to also get competition experience, and the level has absolutely exploded. Doing double loops, it's just huge. There's a huge pool of it. So we are hoping that for 2023, for King of the Year, there will be a women's category with Queen of the Air. It's been a long time coming, and there's finally the pool of athletes for it. So I think that would be fantastic. In kite media, there's been a fantastic podcast that I'm sure many of you have been listening to on Kite Surf 365 and the Megapod. Lo and behold, the obese kite journalist Colin Carroll turns out to be the best kite journalist out there, along with Adrian Kerr. So it's been fantastic following their podcast. If you don't already follow it, here's a link to it. It's every week, there's 2 of them, and it's really a deep dive in the world of kiteboarding. I'm sure many of you already watch it and get a lot of information through it, but it has been absolutely, in the past 3 years, a godsend and a great way to know what's going on in our sports. And yes, the title of the video does say it's Jamie Overbeek from the Netherlands just hit a world record. So the 35-meter threshold has been crossed on a kiteboard. The interesting fact is that it's done on a foil kite. And if you've never tried a foil kite, I really suggest you try one. They're fun whether you're foiling or you're doing other things, but in terms of jumping, they do have a loft that you would not find anywhere else. And it seems like Jamie Overbeek took a 9-meter in 40 knots, which is insane. So the bar has been set at 35 meters, but I'm sure it will keep rising. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and put any comments and ideas